Hello children, good morning to you. See, we have completed our holidays. I have taught you one poem in English today and now I am going to start my social studies class. This time the topic was entirely different. We are not going to talk about any independence, struggle for freedom. Everything was over and geography lessons were also we have completed and now we are going to start a new topic. Understand, before going to the topic I would like to discuss something with you. That is, see, in our last lesson we spoke about two world wars, World War One, World War Two. We spoke about World War One and World War Two. World War One took place in 1914 and continued till 1919. Okay. World War Two started in 1939 and ended in 1945. So almost six years. So war is very dangerous thing actually. War is very dangerous thing. It causes lot of harm. It causes lot of loss of human life, money, etc. Understand? First World War was not that much, but even then it was not. It cannot be said that it did not bring any loss. There was lot of loss, but comparatively, World War Two was the most expensive war. Most expensive war was. It was the most costly, I can say. At the cost of human life. Many people lost their lives. And dead bodies were put in heaps, big heaps, as it is happening now due to corona. And due to that perishing of, spoiling of the bodies, pandemics started, many diseases started, plague like that in those days as we have corona now. And it disturbed the human life completely. Understand? Because of war, lot of money was wasted, which could have been used for the development of the people's life, for the progress of the countries. Instead, they used that money for making the weapons and used those weapons in World War II, which caused a lot of loss, human loss. Many people lost their lives. Due to that, lot of diseases spread and people started worrying. People were very much afraid. What they were thinking, there was no safety of their life. If wars continue like this, how can we live? Now we are thinking, no, if corona continues like this, how can we live? Everywhere there is a tension. We can't go out freely. We can't do any work freely. Tension-free life is not there now. Understand? If we were in the school, you would have enjoyed every class. But now it is not like that. Just going on. But same way, in those days also, it happened. The world power, superpower blocks were divided. Russia, England, some European countries, they were all one group, and United Japan, they were one group, and USA was one group. USA was considered to be the most powerful country. What did it do? It dropped atom bombs on the cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. On these two cities, it dropped the bombs. The whole cities turned into ashes. Not a single thing was left. Completely cities were burnt. It was a great loss for the country, Japan. Like this, there were so many losses took place. Then some people came forward and they formed an organization called the League of Nations. The League of Nations. League means organization. They formed an organization called the League of Nations. Why it was formed League of Nations? I think during 1928 like that it was started. So why? Because to make the people lead a smooth life, to maintain law and order in the world. It was formed after the First World War actually, with the intention that they could stop the wars with the arbitration, means without having any personal issues, for common welfare. For common welfare, the common welfare of all the people of the world, for the safety of all the people of world, the League of Nations was formed. But unfortunately, it was not successful in bringing about the changes in the situations in the world. That's why Second World War broke out, which caused a lot of damage to humankind. That's why what happened? People were very much afraid. People were very much afraid. Then many countries came forward thinking that if we live like this, one more world war may take place. If the third world war takes place, what would happen? Completely world will be collapsed, damaged. No single human being was left. Why? Because people were making such horrible atom bombs. Atom bombs were made. That's why they wanted to stop it. That's why what did they do? They formed one more organization. Some countries came forward like France, China, England, USA. They came forward and they wanted to form one organization to bring about the changes. Or first main intention was to stop the wars and maintain peace and security of the people. Security means safety of the people in the world. People of all the countries of the world. So with that purpose, they formed an organization called the United Nations. They formed the organization called the United Nations. They formed the organization called United Nations. Understand? Many countries came forward like Britain, China, USA, Soviet Union. Soviet Union means Russia. They all came together with the single intention, single opinion of forming the world organization which can stop wars and bring about peace and security in the world. That organization is known as the United Nations organization actually. Now we simply call it UN or United Nations. Understand? This name was suggested by the President of America at that time, President Roosevelt. And it was formed in the year 1945 on 24th October. It was formed in 1945 on 24th October. So from that day onwards, whole world celebrates 24th October as the UN Day. UN Day. Every year we celebrate. Understand? So what is the intention behind forming this organization? This is the world organization. It takes care of the whole world. Main aim of the UNO is stop wars and maintain peace and security. Peace and security of the people. This is its main duty. It should look into the matters of the world. It can help the countries to come up to develop themselves, and its main work is to stop wars. It should see that there should not be any wars. If any wars break out, it should have a control over such countries which fight with each other, and it has to maintain peace and security in the world. Peace means shanti, no fighting. Understand? And security means safety of the people. It should look after the safety of the people also. With that intention, it was formed on 24th October in the year 1945. This name UNO is given by President Roosevelt. President D. Roosevelt, his name. D. Roosevelt. D. Roosevelt gave this name to USA. President of USA gave this name, UNO. He suggested this name for this world organization. In the beginning, there were very few countries which were the members of this UNO. Only 50 countries came forward and accepted the membership. Understand? Only 50 countries in the beginning. And India was right from the beginning, even now also it is the member of the UNO. Understand? It is right from its inception. Inception means from the beginning of the formation of the UNO. In the beginning, only 50 countries came forward and accepted the membership of this. India was one among them. India was one among those 50 countries. Okay. And the charter was formed. Charter means a document, UN charter we call. It was passed on 24th October in the place called San Francisco in America. In the city called San Francisco. In San Francisco, a UN charter was passed. UN charter was passed. What is this UN charter? A document, a set of rules, laws and objectives which are useful in the functioning of this organization. This is called charter. What is charter? Charter is a written document which contains the rules and regulations and objectives for the functioning of any organization. Here we are talking about United Nations, so that we can talk about UN Charter. UN Charter is the set of a document which contains the set of rules, regulations and objectives for the smooth functioning of the United Nations. Then, so the charter was passed in the city called San Francisco. Then they selected a headquarter main office for its functioning. It was New York. Understand? The UNO has its headquarters at New York. Understand? Means office, its office, main office I can call, is at New York in USA. Understand? Then, how could these 50 countries become the members of this UNO? Which countries? What is the condition for becoming the members of the UNO? No any big condition they have. Only condition is any peace-loving country can become the member of the UNO. Means the country which does not want any war, such country can become the member of the UNO. It should not involve in any wars. Such country can become the member of the UNO. Okay. So, in the beginning, only 50 countries came forward and they became the members. But gradually, the number of the countries increased, and now there are 193 countries which are the members of the UNO. And the UNO works hard for the progress of these 193 countries, for everything about its any flood affected areas or any drought. Any problem faced by these countries can be dealt by the UNO. Understand? So, UNO has become the most important body working organization of the world. And how it works? It works on some objectives of. So there are some objectives of the UNO, main objectives we are talking. Understand what are the main objectives of the UNO? They are given in your textbook. Please, you are going to learn them. It is on page number 131. What are the main objectives of the United Nations? What are its aims? What it wants to do? Aims and objectives. Suppose anybody can ask, what is the aim of your aim in your life? Means what you want to become, what you want to do, how you want to work on it. So here main objectives of the UNO are given here. Some 6 objectives are there. It works on these objectives. It works to make these objectives successful. First one, I am reading the main objectives of the UNO. To work for peace and security in the world. What is the main aim of the UNO? To work for the peace and security in the world. Means it has to work to maintain peace and security, safety of the people of the world. Second, to develop friendly relations and cooperation among the nations. It works to develop friendly relations and cooperation among the member nations. Means all the nations should be friendly with each other. They can exchange their ideas for progressing their countries, for the development of their countries. At the same time, they can cooperate with each other in every matter. This is what should be looked after by the UNO. Third, to promote human rights and freedom for all. To promote means to encourage human rights and freedom for all. Everybody in the world should be free. No country should be ruled by others. To work for it also, it has its own aim. To solve economic, social, cultural and human problems. It is there to solve economic, means related to finance, money. Second, human, social, the problems which are related to society, like any terrorism is going on in the society, or any bad practices are going on in the society, such things. And cultural and human problems. Many countries are backward, they don't have any culture, no civilization, they live tribal life. We have to bring them out of their such darkness, and we should teach them how to live, how to dress up, how to speak, everything. Understand? And then human problems. What problems people face, how their problems should be solved. All these things are studied by the UNO, and it works for doing its duty in this regard. To remove differences based on race, religion, language and sex among the people. People have a lot of differences of ideas about race. We belong to Hindu, we belong to Muslim, we belong to Christian. Such things should not be there in the society. Then religion. I belong to all the people are one. We are the children of God. So we should not fight for our religions, fight for our race, and girls, boys difference. Such things should not be thought, language wise, sex wise, nothing of that kind. All are equal in the world. This feeling we should develop. For this purpose also UNO works to assist it in the achievement of these aims. So all the member countries should assist, means help the UNO in achieving its goals, its objectives. What objectives? First, to work for the peace and security of the world. Second, to develop friendly relation and cooperation among the people. Third, to promote human rights and freedom for all. What are human rights? One list is given, we will study it. To solve economic, social and cultural problems of the people, to remove differences among the people based on religion, race, sex, language, etc. And all the countries should assist, help the UNO in achieving these goals. Then the United Nations protect human race, all the human beings. For that purpose, it declared human rights. Declaration of Human Rights. It was done on 10th May. 10th December, not May. 10th December 1948. This year, it declared or listed some human rights. All the people of the world should have these common rights. These common rights. Understand? So, this 10th December is observed as Human Rights Day. What are those human rights everybody should have? Some 12 rights list is given here. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. All human beings are born free and we all are equal here in the world. Everyone has the right to life, liberty and security of a person. We all are free to live our life in our own way. We are not supposed to force others to come in our own way. Everybody is free to do their way, go their way. As they like, they can live. They have full freedom. Liberty means freedom. And everybody should have the safety of their life. Third, no one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. Nobody is a slave here. In olden days, people used to sell the slaves to other countries. Many African people were sold to America to work as their slaves. This was stopped. This should be stopped, prohibited. And everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. So all are equal. All are equal. We should be recognized as a human being by everybody. And there should not be any kind of torture for the people. Any cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment should not be given. Insulting and all. If it happens, we should bring it to the notice of the law. Then it will be set right. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention or exile. Nobody should be arrested without any reason, without interrogation. Everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. We all are having our own right to live anywhere we like within the border of our states. If we want to go to other states, we should take the permission from the government. Everyone has the right to a nationality. Means we can follow any nationality. We can accept American nations rules. We can become European. We can become Indian. Understand? But in our norms, there are some rules which we have to follow for that. Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. We are free to express our thoughts, express our ideas. We are free to follow any religion. We are free to follow, speak any language. We are free to live anywhere in the world. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. We all are free to express our ideas. All these are human rights. This is a list of human rights. These all 12 human rights are declared on 10th December 1948. So all the people of the world can enjoy these 12 human rights. We all are equal. We can have education facility everywhere. We have the right to go to America and study. Americans can come to India and study. Understand, like this? We all are equal in the eyes of law. Understand? So, though the UNO, means the United Nations Organization, is able to solve many maximum problems of the world, still it is facing so many other problems. See, everything is normal, means corona has come. So it is working to stop this searching vaccine, inventing vaccine. Such problems are going on in the way of the development, in the way of the progress of the world. So, though it is successful in reaching or achieving its goals, still it is facing so many problems. So, how it works, we are going to study in our next class. How it works through some organizations. How it works, we will study. So you are going to read this lesson, very small lesson, which is on page number 130 and 131. Please read this lesson at home. Tomorrow we are going to have new terms, question answers, notes part. Okay, so this is our lesson. Once again I explain tomorrow, and then I am going to give you notes. So here we stop, children. Thank you.